I cleaned it. You're gonna see some dust. It's just part of dryland Haygrazer. Well, good morning. Been round baling here for about 2 hours now. Got about 90 bales baled, I guess. So doing pretty good. Sitting here, just rolling some up. Doing a lot of starting and stopping. Touchy on starting the bale. Conditions have to be just right for an AGCO baler to work anyway, I think. But I hadn't been too happy with this. I've had a lot of trouble with it since I first bought it. I've learned to manage with it. I've learned to deal with it. My mash is not running. We're probably getting pretty low on mash. Sometimes they don't like to grab there at the end, so I hadn't been real too happy with this baler. It's had its issues. I even had AGCO reps come out, ride with me while I'm baling, and they educated me, and then they changed this baler up some. And I say change up the baler, they put a different starter roll in it, and I don't think it's much different than the original, but the main thing we did was put the soft core in there, and then they kind of educated me. I'm a big square baler man, always have been, and there's a lot of difference between round baling and square baling. For one, you got to be wetter. Just a lot of little differences you got to do. So, but I'm probably going to trade here probably by next spring, and when I do, it's going to be hard for me to go back massy. I just hate to say that, but it's going to be hard. I've got a real good deer dealer just right here, and all my neighbors have deers, and they really like their deers. So, and they get along real well with their deers. So, that's probably what I'll do. I don't know. We'll see. I thought about the new little AGCO baler, and they it's under warranty, but not right now. Not for that much money. And then I seen one also on Tractor House. It's already depreciated. It's only a year old, and I mean depreciated by $20-something thousand. And that's all round balers. Agcos just don't keep their money together on their round balers, and their square balers too. I've noticed that on their big square balers. On my old 4910 anyway, we had a lot of, I mean, where they won't even take them anymore, and I just don't like that. But that's a whole nother bag of worms. But still kind of dusty out. I mean, we played with the rake some, lifting them up a little, and I played with my pickup a little. But it's still, I mean, I mean, you got to rake four together, and this merging helped a lot too with the dirt. But when you have to, just in a drought situation where you ain't making no hay, and you got to rake it some, you got to rake it an extra time, it's just going to get a little bit of dirt. That's all there is to it. But Tess still hadn't come back on this hay yet. We hit a weekend. I'm sure they will today, probably, if not tomorrow. Then they'll come back. And nitrate test is what I really run on there. Make sure that we don't have any trouble there. But we're making a nice, solid, tight bale. It's pretty wet outside. It's like 72%. And it just gradually got up there all night from about midnight. It got to be about 50%, and I was like, I'm just going to start about 3, and I'm going to let it get real tacky outside. It ain't going to get too wet this morning. It's just going to get real right, and it just stay there. Tomorrow morning, we're not going to have any humidity. I mean, just 25, maybe 30%, maybe 30% by daylight, but that's it. Oh, you was running. Maybe 30% by daylight, and that's all. And it's just like, it's wild as hell. It's just farming in the desert. That's all there is to it. So you can see it open the back door. It's all automatic. That's one thing I like about the Anco. All you got to do is start and stop. There's no opening the gate. None of that stuff. I'll miss that if I go to a deer. I know you can get it in the premium, but we're not going to spend that kind of money on the premium. But it's a pretty good looking bale. So nice and solid. But anyway, just kind of showing you a little bit more on the baling deal. Sure don't take me long to wrap up a bale. Some of these windrows are varying in size. I could go faster some in some places, but then I would have to gear down a little in others. I mean, I balled up a minute ago, so I'm running into the capacity. I'm probably not running as fast as I was right now because I've got the camera in one hand and I'm driving in another. And you kind of got to weave around with the round baler. So if you're wondering what those 3 little bars are, those are building the bale, like the middle of the bale and then the outside edges of the bale. So you can get over too much on one of them and it'll tell you to move over. You mean, I'm just sitting here, you know, I might go over a little bit on one side for a second, but I'm not like it's zigzagging like a seamless, like a sewing machine. See, I was just a little bit off, and you probably won't even tell that on that bale, but I don't like to do that. I like it to be pretty even, which is hard to do with me holding the camera and talking to y'all. This baler's got a tag on it. I think that's what it's called, tags. Where it will turn the bale a little bit after it's done meshing. And the reason for that is so that way you can put the seam of your net wrap on the bottom of the bale. That way the wind or just anything won't just kind of make your tails fly out. That's something you got to play with, depending on how many wraps you put. I know if I put an even amount of wraps on there, that I can put my tails at 1.5 revolutions. And by doing that, by the time the bale rolls out of the back of the baler, it will have rolled out, and the seam will be right on the bottom of the bale. And I bale all pretty well level ground, and it works real well. And it puts that seam around the back. Now, some of the deer guys know when to open their gate, and they kind of got it timed mentally, and they'll open their gate, and their bale will fall out. And it'll find that happy medium. Some of them don't even know about that. They just bail. This baler also stops the belts from turning when it opens the gate, and that bale just kind of plops out. The deers keep on going. It looks like it's just a nightmare when those belts are a whole loose running back there. I guess they're not running too much. It's all loose, but I like the Massey's staying tight. I like the Massey's belts. I think they're real good. But I mean, there's a lot of hit or misses that I like, and I've never really run a deer. I mean, I've been around them, and I've never run a deer, so I may buy one and hate the damn thing. I don't know. I know a lot of my. I'm the only one that has a Massey around here. Nobody else has a Massey. Nobody else has a Heston. There's one guy north of Melrose that he's running a Heston, an older one. It's one kind of like this, but it's not this new. I'm the only one running a new Massey around here, and I might know why. Because my dealer's a great dealer, but they don't know much about round balers. They really don't, and I hate to say that about them, but there's just not a lot of round balers bought out of their store. So they know what to do, kind of, but they're not really up on round balers. I'd say they're more up on big square balers than they are round balers, but then again, they're nothing like the main store is. The main store, of course, they've kind of switched. It used to be all balers, big balers and swathers, but now they're more tractors and sprayers and stuff. So they've kind of got to know a little more stuff than they did before, but the main store knows their knotters and knows their big square balers. They really do, and I'm sure there's over here at my local store they do too. But sometimes I'd answer it on a knotter on a big square baler can throw you for a loop and then some. But I got that one at 65, but that's fine. That's no big deal. that's about where the max I like to put them. I like to put them about 63, 64 really. But anyway, getting some stuff baled. It's 5:30. It's kind of fixing to be daylight. It's kind of hard to stay awake right around the daylight hours. So kind of getting her done. We're on to finish with West Baghdad today. We should. I don't like probably 50 acres, 60 acres maybe, and we ought to be able to bale all the way to about 8 o'clock. I mean, that'd be the driest, but probably about 7:30. And shoot, that gives us 2 hours. I think we can sew this dude up by then. And then, like I said, tomorrow we're not even gonna rake hay today. I hate to just get it all raked up and then it's not gonna do nothing. We'll just have to see what the humidity does and when we get humidity again. So, but anyway, just stay hooked. Appreciate you watching. Hope it's educational a little bit. So, thanks. Now, them are some nice round hay bales. That looks good. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but can't see it very good. I still got the obstacle up there in the way. And now that it's daylight, you'll see a little bit more. And you'll see a little dirt. It's just dryland Haygrazer for you. It's wrapping right now. Kicks out, bar goes out. I'll see it a little better here in a minute. There, I cleaned it. You're gonna see some dust. It's just part of dryland Haygrazer. You really can't see it on this OverView camera system. I've got it set up here on a magnet, and I just got it magnetized to my attachment bar here in my tractor. I could change it from tractor to tractor or put it in my pickup or whatever. I'll show you. It's going to be hard to see. You're going to see some dust. But I cleaned it. And there it is. Let's go ahead. It's going to be wrapping. It's going to be hard to see. You can see that wrap go on though there at the top of your screen. That's the bale. It's wrapping. The header will stop. Open the back door. The bale will drop. The bale will roll out. The kicker will get it. You can see if the net wrap's good. Come down. And now you can watch the hay go in. In heavier windrows it works better. And in irrigated crops it works better. There ain't as much dust. But I like it because, you know, if that hay stops, you know that you are screwed. Or if it starts slowing down and building up like it is right now, you know you're outrunning it just a little. Like right now, I'm getting into a lot better windrow. I had to slow down. You can see it kind of slow down a little. Saves your neck. We're tying already. See it clean the header up. See that bale there at the top of your screen. was nice. At night, you couldn't see it very long. You couldn't see the bale for very long, just for a second. And I found the header view is a lot better than the bale view, but the rear view. I used it a lot running down the highway. But that camera wire somehow messed up and it wouldn't work anymore. So I've got the little camera right here, and I've got it hooked up. It's just showing back there behind. Matter of fact, I might flip it back there so you can see it. Oh, it's backwards. I'm not really using it, but anyway, but it works. It's just it's hooked up short here in the cab, but that camera wire going to the back is all wrecked out. And I'm fixing to trade this baler off, so so I just don't want to run a new one back there. I've got one. I just hate to put it on. But anyway, that's an overview camera. That's about the best I can show you. But I might show you where the camera is here in a minute.